Put the garment on first. Shalom, Micah. We the Hebrew Israelites. Right, to come out here week in, week out, to prophesy the downfall, the destruction of America, and to wake up the lost sheep of the house of Israel, which consists of the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Before we do that, we're going to give our praise and glory to the Heavenly Father and His Son, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Harakakadash. Double out to the apostles of Great Millstone, but we will teach well, honest and salutations to all the icons throughout the four corners that's pushing out this word in truth and sincerity, man. Shalom, Mike.
Shalom.
Alright, as y'all brothers can see the title, we basically continuing where we left off, man. You know, when you go into our history, you know, it talks about different piggybacking off of yesterday's lesson. Not yesterday, day before yesterday's lesson. Every time the children of Israel was put in captivity, right, they were taken out of captivity. Never was the children of Israel put in captivity and taken out of captivity along with the people that put them in captivity. That has never happened in the history of the scriptures. Okay? Why is it going to start today? So with no more further ado, you know, we're going to bring out the scriptures and we're going to just the name of the game is to make it plain upon the table, man. Okay? You don't want to leave nothing up for debate, nothing up for questions. The Lord is not compromising with nothing, man. This is the truth, or else you're gonna get down with it, or hey, you're gonna be destroyed. Okay? We're not going around asking people to listen to us or to listen to the words of the Most High. We're out here just delivering a message. Whether you heal, whether you fall back, that's on you and your body. That's between you and Yahushua. Okay? Go ahead.
I'll start off with Romans 9:17. For this scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for the same purpose have I raised thee up, that I might shew my power in thee.
Right, and when you look at Pharaoh, Pharaoh was an Egyptian, a Hamite. What did the Hamites do, or what did the Egyptians do? They put the children of Israel into slavery. Okay? Not because they were stronger, because the Lord raised them up. The Lord gave them that power to be able to enslave the children of Israel for His purpose. Not because the Egyptians was a better people or more superior than His people. The Lord clearly said for His purpose. Read.
Yeah. And that my name might be declared throughout all the earth.
So that the name of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua's name will be declared amongst the earth. Not the name of Egypt. So we were put in Egypt. The Lord put His people in Egypt just to bring glory to His own name, to just show that I can put a small clan of people in His great nation, right? The strongest nation of His time, and deliver them before the whole entire world, man. And ultimately what? Who got the glory for that? Yahushua. The Lord got the glory for that. To show throughout the whole world that this is my people. These are the people in whom I dwell with. This is the seed in which I chose. That's why the Lord do things, man. It makes the movie good. Who wants to watch a movie when the hero is kicking ass as soon as the fucking movie starts? You want to see him at a challenge. You want to see him get a scratch, a black guy or something. That's why people complain about watching Floyd Mayweather fights. They say it's boring because he don't get beat up. He don't take no fucking punishment. So people complain. Oh man, you know it's boring to watch. So Jake want to see the good guys get their ass whooped. The Most High, he's the Jake of all Jakes. So the good guys always look bad in the beginning. That's what makes the story so good. That's what makes the Lord all the more to glorify. You made something out of nothing. Jake got a song about that. You paper chase, you got the black on fire, into your voice, you made something out of nothing, you know what I'm saying? You know, well, I'm just, you know, the Lord, it's just it's just the ultimate perspective of things, man. That's the way we have to have. We have to have that ultimate perspective. Same way the Lord and the angels look at things. You can't get caught because you're in the middle of it. The scriptures does say that that Judah shall be in the neck of the enemies, man. But we still have to have a spiritual perspective of things, man. We know that it's bigger than this little small ass pot that we're in, man. It's bigger than America. This place is about to be obliterated off of the face of the earth, man. And guess what? The earth is going to continue. The laws of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shah are going to continue. Yahweh Shah is going to continue to rule on this place. The men of the Lord are going to continue to live and rule and dominate over the other nations, man. America is just a bad fucking memory, man. Go ahead.
Verse 18, therefore hath he mercy on whom he will have mercy, and whom he will, he hardeneth.
Right, so everything is based on Yahweh Shah's will. So he set up who he want to set up, right? He take down who he want to take down. He have mercy on who he want to have mercy on, and he destroy whoever he want to destroy, period. It's his program. He can do that. You just better be happy that you're an Israelite.
On the winning team, man.
And at the end of the story, the Israelites win. Go ahead.
God. Thou wilt say then unto me, why doth he yet find fault? But who hath resisted his will?
Right, whoever resisted the Lord's will. It looks like Esau just doing what he wants to do right now, don't it? But guess what? Esau is fulfilling Yahweh Shah's will. Pertaining to the book of Psalms. I want to say what, the 17th chapter? You ain't got to get it right, but it's like it's Psalms where it talks about, it calls the wicked, the Lord's sword, man. Okay. Go ahead.
Nay, but oh man, who art thou that repliest against Yahweh?
Right, who the hell are you to question the Lord, man? No, what the hell were you in the dark ages? You don't know. Who were you in a previous life? You don't fucking know. So who the hell are you to question the Lord? None of us knew who he was in the past life. So how the fuck we gonna question the Lord about the ultimate picture? Lord, do you really know what you're doing?
Man.
Lord, looking at you like you little fucking maggot.
Fucking serious.
You know what I'm saying?
Disrespect.
Yeah, go ahead.
Shall the thing formed say to him that formed it?
Shall the creature say to the creator,
why hast thou made me thus? Hath not the potter power over the clay of the same lump to make one vessel unto honor and another unto dishonor?
So Yahweh made one vessel unto honor, which happens to be the Israelites, right? And another vessel which happens to dishonor, which happens to be who? The Edomites. Okay, the Lord used the Egyptians in that case. All right, who's the vessel to honor in the case of the Egyptians? The Israelites. Who's the vessels of dishonor in the Egyptian captivity? The Egyptians. Okay. Now let's go to the next, the very next captivity after the Egyptians. When we went into Egypt or whatever like that. Did you finish that precept, the main parts of it?
Yeah.
Because I want to kind of like, okay. Now this is Egypt that we was in, right? Go to the part where Moses told Pharaoh, let my people go. All right, now we just gave it to you in the New Testament. Now what we're gonna do is just catch everybody up to speed of the purpose of the video. We're gonna show each one of the captivities that we were in, how the Lord saved the children of Israel out of each one of those captivities, and not the heathens. Okay? So this is the last captivity that we're in, and you mean to tell me the Lord is going to just change the entire game plan? So we're going to point out every captivity we went in and every time the Lord took us out of those captivities, and we're going to point out who was taken out of those captivities, which should give you a prime example of who's going to be taken out of this captivity. It's common sense at the end of the day. But when you don't want the truth, this is what happens. People don't want the truth. They're afraid of the truth. You know? Go ahead, huh?
Right, this is the one in Exodus 8. And it says in the Exodus 8:1, and the Lord spake unto Moses, go unto Pharaoh and say unto him, thus saith the Lord, let my people go.
Right. It's not the Lord telling the children of Israel. When you go to Isaiah 58:1, he say, cry loud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and what? Show my people their transgressions. That's exactly what the Lord is telling Moses to do. That's exactly what Moses is going to tell Pharaoh to do, man. Moses was a prophet, just like we're prophets. He received visions. He even talked to the Lord face to face with Yahweh face to face. You know? And he came to tell Moses to what? Keep going, huh?
Let my people go that they may.
My people go. He didn't go into Egypt trying to save the Egyptians. He didn't go in there and say, let all people go, Pharaoh. For the Lord lost everybody. No. Moses was a separatist. Yahweh was a separatist. Even back then. Moses said, let my people go. So we're in spiritual Egypt again, saying, let our people go. We're talking to our people. We're not talking to no fucking everybody. Finish it off,
Yeah.
Rock.
That they may serve me.
That's it. That's it. Go to Nehemiah.
All right.
Okay. No, matter of fact, okay, this the Egyptian. That's the Egyptian captivity. We could go, detail upon detail, but to just make it vast, Moses, the Lord through Moses told Pharaoh to let his people go. So it was Israelites that the Lord freed out of bondage from the Egyptians. All right, the next captivity we went in would have to have been to Northern Kingdom, because after this time, prior to the Assyrian captivity, the split had happened. Right, with Solomon's son Rehoboam, and Jeroboam became the Ephraimite king of the northern kingdom at that time. All right. Shortly after that, the northern kingdom had they kings after Jeroboam all the way down up until the Lord kicked them and cast them out of the land of Israel through the hands of who? The Assyrians. Okay. So we're gonna see how if the Lord delivered Israelites or Assyrians or everybody when the Assyrians came. Give me 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter and the 40th verse. The Lord delivered Israelites out of Assyria as well. That wasn't Assyrians leaving with the Israelites. 2nd Ezra 13:40. Read.
All right. The 2nd Ezra 13.
We're gonna go all the way down. We're gonna go all the way down the list for y'all asses, man. Especially for you nasty ass Edomites out there. Go ahead, brother.
2nd Ezra 13 and 40. Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Hoshea the king.
Right.
And
the 10 tribes is the northern kingdom. Read.
Whom Salmanezar, the king of Assyria,
the king of Assyria, the Assyrians, led the northern kingdom into slavery. That's what it means, led away captive. All right, he enslaved them, and what? Brought them out of their land into a heathen land. Okay, read.
And he carried them over the waters, and so they came into another land. But they took this counsel among themselves.
Among who?
Themselves.
Amongst everybody.
Themselves.
So the Israelites that was in the land of Assyria, right, took counsel amongst themselves. Not everybody else, amongst themselves. So this was Israelites keeping counsel amongst Israelites, saying what? Read.
Oh, that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go.
This is separatists again. Showing you Israel was always a separatist nation. So even the northern kingdom was like, man, we need to get the fuck away from these heathens so that we can do what?
And go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt.
Which is a miracle. Read.
That they might there keep their statutes, which they never kept in their own land.
So the whole point of the northern kingdom coming to America was to get up from amongst heathens. If the Lord loved everybody, you would have had a bunch of Assyrians over here in the Americans, man. But no, the Assyrians stayed their ass over there, and he delivered the northern kingdom over to the new world. Okay, next. All right, we dealt with Egypt. We dealt with Assyria, right? Who's next on the list? Babylon. Okay, Nehemiah. Now we already know when the Babylonians put the Israelites in slavery, they had them in slavery for a amount of 69 to 70 years, man. Okay? When you go up into the book of Ezra, when we talk about Ezra and Nehemiah, this is the time in which the Persians came up, right? The Babylonians went down. Israel is given the land and the permission to go back and rebuild their temple. Now let's see who's allowed to come out of the Babylonian captivity, heathens or Israelites? We didn't prove the point with Egypt. We didn't prove the point with Assyria. Now we're in Babylon. Then we're going to go to Persia. Then we're going to go to Greek. Then we're going to come to Rome. Then we're going to come to America.
Yeah.
We can do this all day. Go ahead, brother. This is why I tell brothers, know the history, man. We could tell Esau he the devil all damn day. You could talk about the black woman all day, man. But do you know what you're reading? Do you know the history behind this book, man? You know? Do you know what comes behind Isaiah? You can get 10, 15 precepts out of Isaiah, but do you know what the hell was going on during the time of Isaiah? That is important to know. These Edomites know it. You know? Jake just I want the quickest scripture just to be able to go out there and cut up an Edomite. It's bigger than entertaining these fucking crackers, man. Teach the fucking people. That shit is entertainment. You know what I'm saying? We cut that Edom. Man, motherfuck that. You still gotta wake your black ass up and go clock in and say yes sir to this damn cracker the next day. So fucking what you cut a cracker up? You don't get no motherfucking brownie points for that.
Slave.
You still got work to fucking do. Go ahead.
All right, it's Nehemiah 7 and 6. These are the children of the province that went up out of the captivity of those that had been carried away, whom Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, had carried away.
So now we're into the Babylonians. Who did the Lord save out of the Babylonian captivity? Did he save the Israelites? Or did he save the Babylonians and the Israelites and everybody? Read.
And came again to Jerusalem and to Judah, every one unto his city, who came with Zerubbabel, Jeshua, Nehemiah, Azariah,
all Israelites. Read.
Ramiah, Nahamani, Mordecai, Bilshan,
Israelites. Keep going.
Mishper, Bigvi, Nahum, and Bana.
We already know about the prophet Nahum. Okay? These are all Israelites, man. Israelites were saved out of Egypt. Israelites were saved out of Assyria. Israelites were saved out of Persia. Not everybody, man. The Lord saved his chosen people from these captivities. So what make you think everybody gonna get saved out of America? This is the worst captivity that the children of Israel have ever been enslaved by, man. So he's gonna wait till get to America to save everybody when the Lord have always been a separatist, man. He's always kept his people separate from these heathens. I just wanted to say that there's a fucking crack was walking from. I just wanted to upset that. Back to the topic, God. You know what I'm saying?
Bagging you up, huh? The number I say of the men of the people of Israel was this.
The number of the people of who?
Of Israel.
Everybody.
Israel.
Who?
Israel.
You ain't gotta read no more, brother. Okay, let's go to the next. Let's go to the next captivity. Y'all still not convinced, right? Okay, this is why you have to know that history. We dealt with Egypt. We dealt with Assyria. We dealt with Babylon. Let's go to Persia. Let's go to Persia. How do we go to Persia? All right. During the Persian time, we was allowed to dwell in our land at that time. Right? That's why the history is important. It was a Persian that allowed the Israelites to go back into Israel and rebuild that temple. So under Persian sovereignty, we were allowed to dwell in our land and keep the laws of Yahweh Yahushua, at that time. Israel, right, we had a little mercy during the time of the Persians or whatever like that, compared to everybody else. Don't get it twisted. The Persians are our enemies. They got a lot of shit to pay for as well, but compared to what the fucking Greeks and Hellenization did to us, the Persian captivity was a walk in the park, Aki. Okay? So we putting y'all in the mindset of the Persians allowing us to go back into our land, even though we was up under Persian sovereignty. The Persians dominated the known world at that time. The Israelites were still granted permission to go back, build a temple, dwell in their land. That's how you get Nehemiah and Ezra's story, man. Right? That's how they story. That's what they're talking about. Okay? But then guess who comes? The he-goat, which goes into the story from yesterday. The he-goat jumps into the picture. Right? Let's get that right quick. Let's get that. Get the he-goat. Right. We going through every last one of these things, man. Like, come on. It's like, bro,
like,
man, you can't, bro. It's how do you even try to argue with the truth, bro? The scripture says the Lord used the simple to confound the wisdom of the foolish things to confound the wisdom of the world. This is prime example. Y'all look at us like a bunch of fucking fools, man. And this, but yet the Lord is using his men to run circles around the wisdom of this fucking idiotic ass world. This is a fucking idiotic world we living in, man. These people around you, people, even the motherfuckers that's looking at us laughing like they're drunken. They don't know no motherfucking better.
what the fuck?
You know, when shit hit the fan, they're gonna look back and be like, man, I wish I was listening to them dudes out there. You know, we look at the big picture. We don't get lost in this little bullshit ass scenario right here. This is one of many fucking days we got to come out here and continue to do what we do, man, until it's over with. Okay, go ahead.
It's Daniel 8:5, and I was considering.
So we went from the Persians, right? Which the Persians, when they took the Babylonians down, they allowed us to go back into Israel, build our temple. All right. So we went to the Persian time. Now we're going up into whose time? The Greeks. Read. Now this is when hell really started getting put on y'all black asses, man. Since you want to get out here and save the so-called white man. All right. This when slavery went to a whole nother level for the children of Israel, man. When this animal got in power. Go ahead.
This Daniel 8:5, and as I was considering, behold, an he-goat came from the west on the face of the whole earth, and touched not the ground, and the goat had a notable horn.
Alexander the Free. Read.
And he came to the ram that had two horns, which I had seen standing before the river.
Medo-Persian Empire, Xerxes. They went to war. They were taken down. We're gonna skip to that. They were taken down. The Greeks won. They overcame the Persian Empire, right? Okay. Keep going, because you're gonna go down. You're gonna talk about Antiochus' nasty ass. Go ahead, brother.
I'm up to verse 8. It's verse 8. Therefore the he-goat waxed very great, and when he was strong, the great horn was broken. And for it came up four notable ones to the...
4 notable ones. Now, out of those 4 notable horns, you go into Daniel 11 chapter, it talks about the Seleucids or the Seleucid Empire and the Ptolemaic Empire, which is the king of the south versus the king of the north. The Seleucids was the king of the north, which you get the Antiochus, the first, the second, the third, and all of them. You get Ptolemy the fourth, the fifth, and all of those shit like that in the Ptolemaic. It was during the Syrian, they called it the Syrian Wars, man. When they were going back and forth fighting over what? Over rulership. But who was caught in the middle of the shit? You fucking Negroes.
Yeah.
You Israelites. You was caught in the middle of the shit. Okay? So we picked that story up in the Apocrypha. Okay, but finish reading in here. Then we're gonna go into Daniel's 11 a little bit, and then we're gonna show you how to go even in the Apocrypha even more to even validate Daniel's 11. Daniel's the 11th chapter is fulfilled in the Apocrypha.
Well, you need them.
You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, brother.
Right. The 4 notable ones to the 4 winds of heaven. All right. And out of one of them came forth a little horn.
Yeah, go ahead.
Which waxed exceeding great toward the south and toward the east and toward the pleasant land.
Antiochus Epiphanes. Okay? He went against the south, meaning he went against the Ptolemaic Empire, which was Egypt at that time. Okay? Go ahead.
And it waxed.
And guess what? You can read about this same account when you go into the Maccabees. They talk about Antiochus the Great, Antiochus the Second, the Third, Antiochus Epiphanes, which is Antiochus the Fourth. You know? It talks about these guys and their dealings with Israel. That's the only reason why the Lord bring them up, is because which goes back to the book of Romans, the Lord, just like he did Pharaoh, he raised up these nations to do what? Glorify his name. To show that I don't give a fuck how strong these nations are, how many people they conquer. I can deliver my children out of their motherfucking hands. That's the whole point of slavery. That's the whole point of captivity. not to save the motherfucking people that put the children of Israel in slavery. The Lord never done that.
Oh, man.
Go ahead,
God. Verse 10, and it waxed great even to the host of heaven. And it cast down some of the host and stamped.
Some of the hosts of heaven talking about it cast down Israelites, man. Okay?
And
what they did when you go into that, man, they fucking obliterated Israelites. They slaughtered us, man.
Yes.
They forced us, they Hellenized us, forced us to become Greeks, forced us to eat pork, all kind of abominable foods, took away the sacrifice from us and all of these different things, man. Went into our temple, defiled it, had sex with all kind of harlots, bimbos and sluts. You know what I'm saying? Putting all kind of heat and DNA all over the sacrificial. Just do what Esau do, bro. Just doing what the so-called white man is famous for doing, man. Okay? Go ahead.
Down some of the host and of the stars to the ground, and stamped upon them.
And stamped upon them.
Stamped on them.
Now, is the Lord talking about Greeks, heathen Greeks, or is he singling out Israelites in his prophecy?
Singling out Israelites.
This is in the book of Daniel. Daniel is singling out the children of Israel. Notice. Yeah, he's talking about Antiochus Epiphanes, so on and so forth, but he's singling out what this animal's problem, the problem that he's causing, the effect that he's having on the children of Israel. The focus is the children of Israel. Keep going.
Come. All right. And it says, yea, he magnified himself even to the prince of the host. And by him the daily sacrifice
Magnified himself, go ahead.
And by him the daily sacrifice was taken away.
And by him the daily sacrifice was taken away. Stop right there. Let's pick it up in the history. It has to be other parts in the Bible where we can read about where his daily sacrifice was taken away. Go back to the Hellenized. They took away the sacrifice, and you can circumcise, you can do none of those things like that, man. You got to go to that Apocrypha. Now, we're not going to be repetitive like we was yesterday because we confirmed the point we was trying to convey yesterday. I mean, day before yesterday. Okay, so we're confirming another point that adds to the point we made the day before yesterday, man. And it's gonna continue until the Lord say otherwise.
Yeah, so many accounts. I mean,
right. It's not gonna stop until the Lord say, okay, it's time to stop. Go ahead, brother.
God. It's First Maccabees 1:41. Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people, and everyone should leave his laws. So all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king. Yea, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion, and sacrificed unto idols, and profaned the Sabbath.
Now go to the one where Epiphanes did it.
Okay.
The one he got severe. Let me see. You got it?
Let's
see. Yes.
Okay.
That's it. When it not Epiphany, but you know what I mean. When he got severe with the shit, you got it highlighted. Salaki, my brother got it, man. My brother got it, man. Salaki, my brother, go ahead.
I have to get straight to the point. Hop to verse 45, and forbid burnt offerings and sacrifice and drink offerings in the temple, and that they should profane the Sabbaths and festival days, and pollute the sanctuary and holy people.
So why would a demon want to take this out of the book? Go back to Daniel's. Read that again.
All right, this Daniel's 8 and verse 11.
The fulfillment of this prophecy is what we just read in the Apocrypha.
Yes.
So you can't tell me this is not scriptural when it's prophesied in Daniel's, the 8th chapter, to come to pass. Go ahead.
Daniel's 8 and 11, yea, he magnified himself even to the prince of the host, and by him the daily sacrifice was taken away.
Prophecy fulfilled.
God. And the place of his sanctuary was cast down. And an host was given him against the daily sacrifice by reason of transgression. And it cast down the truth to the ground, and it sit practiced and prospered.
And prospered. Meaning they destroyed the Israelites, they destroyed the temple, they destroyed our culture, our laws, our daily life, and they prospered into doing it. Eventually, guess what? The Greeks fell and the Romans came into power. Guess what though? Esau's still over the Israelites. Go ahead.
Come. All right. I'm gonna go back to the Maccabees.
Go to Second Maccabees,
Okay.
chapter 10. I'm gonna show you. Second Maccabees 10. I'll show you what I want. I start at 8.
All right. Come.
Okay, here you go. Right here, my brother. Start at verse 5. Second Maccabees 10 and 5.
All right. The second Maccabees 10 and 5. Now upon the same day that the strangers profaned the temple.
All right. The strangers profaned the temple. Okay. Which took away the daily sacrifice, went in, like I said earlier, had sex with all type of harlots. Just do what Esau naturally does, all right? Go ahead.
On the very same day.
I mean, just like when you look at Israel today, are not they in the Holy Land, profaning the Holy Land?
Yeah.
You gotta
hump that thing, that big ass rock. You gotta hump that.
That's the spirit of the Lord. I look at your parents.
Wow.
Hey man, the Lord be working.
More activity.
I was talking about Tel Aviv, the LGBT,
they
just literally walk right in front of us. Go ahead,
On the very same day, it was cleansed again, even the 25th day of the same month, which is.
So after they defiled it, all that defilement going on in the temple, of course, in Maccabees no time, they cleansed it because they were pushing back at this damn devil. These were Israelites, what? Fighting heathens. Not trying to be heathens, holding hands with heathens. This were Israelites who realized that we're against the enemy is against us. We need to do something to save our motherfucking selves. We can't save everybody. We the ones in fucking trouble.
Yeah, we in trouble. Ain't nobody trying to help us.
You fucking idiots. Go ahead, bro.
Even the 20th day of the same month, which is Caslow, and they kept the 8 days with gladness, as in the feast of the tabernacle.
When they was still keeping the law. Fuck all that shit these heathens talking about. You gonna have to kill me. That's the fear they was in. Go ahead.
Remembering that not long before they had held the feast of the tabernacle, when as they
keeping them laws. At this time, it was put in that if any Jew was found doing these things, right? But at this time, the Jews rebelled. They was like, man, fuck that. Fuck all that. You know what I'm saying? They went on no kumbaya shit, holding hands with the enemies. Do y'all really want us to go through every captivity? We can do this. Go ahead, we gonna do it anyway. Go ahead. What do you want us to adopt? Go ahead.
When as they wandered in the mountains in dens like beasts, therefore they bare branches and fair bows and psalms and palms also, and sang songs unto him that had given them good success in the cleansing of his place.
Right. So this was Israelites. Then you got to go no further than that. But these were Israelites. We pointed out all the high holy days that they were keeping, showing you that these were Jews or Israelites, right? With the mindset of delivering themselves, not delivering the enemy, not saving the Romans, not saving the Idumeans, saving themselves. Okay? When you go into the, let's get the Roman Empire right quick. Give me Revelations 20. Matter of fact, start at Revelations 12 real quick, just to get the dragon thing on them.
Okay.
For those that might just be tuning in and might not know the right biblical terminology, man. Because you have key words in this Bible. When you hear those words, it's supposed to trigger. Oh,
that's what that's like, yeah.
When you got buku other dots to connect that word to, man. This is a living book right here. This book is alive. We are the living witnesses that this book is alive right here.
Yes.
This book is living, beginning with the apostles of Great Millstone, all the way to the least of us, man. We are the living image of this Bible right here. This is y'all are looking at the movie. This is the script, and we the actual play out of it, man. You people are watching it, and too fucking stupid to even realize that it's planned. The Lord is literally playing out the scriptures right before y'all stupid asses, man. The characters and everything.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
This shit's scary, man.
Go ahead.
It's, Revelations 12. I started from the top.
Yeah.
And there, Revelation 12:1, and there appeared a great wonder in heaven.
Now go straight to that dragon, man.
Okay.
Straight to the dragon. We know that woman is Israel. Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
All right. Revelation 12:3, and there appeared another wonder in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon, having 7 heads and 10 horns.
I'm not gonna say anything yet. The subject matter is, who is this great red dragon with 7 heads and 10 horns?
And 7 crowns upon his heads. And the tail withdrew the third part of the stars of heaven.
Okay, we know the third part of the stars of heaven is Israel. We just read that. We're gonna brought about that out Daniel's the 8th chapter, right? Okay, go ahead. Well, it's 2 different priests, it's 2 different kingdoms, because Daniel's 8 was talking about the Hellenization up under Antiochus' wicked ass. All right. In this case right here, it's talking about the actual the Roman Empire. Go ahead.
And did cast him to the earth, and the dragon stood before the woman which was ready to be delivered for to devour her child as soon as they were born.
The woman we know is Israel, and the child is who? Yahushua. So it's the Revelation 12th chapter is clearly telling you people who the devil is. Who was the kingdom persecuting Israel during the time of Yahushua's birth?
The Romans.
The Romans.
Yeah.
So if the woman is Israel and the child is the one who you ignorant call Jesus Christ, the dragon or the devil would have to be the Roman Empire. Why do people act like
that's like
it takes a fucking rocket scientist to put that together?
Matthew, the 1st chapter, it literally tells you.
So that red dragon is the Roman Empire. It tells you that red dragon is gonna die and come back. Okay? Skip up to Revelation the 20th chapter.
Right.
Now we established that that dragon has to be the Roman Empire. Who ran the Roman Empire? When Israel was in servitude and captivity to their ass.
Edomites.
Esau. Edom. All right? Go ahead, brother.
All right, it's Revelation 21. And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand.
Go ahead.
And
the bottomless pit is Europe. Okay. Go ahead.
And he laid hold on the dragon.
On the who?
On the dragon.
So we just identified from Revelation the 12th chapter that dragon is that same nation that was persecuting the children of Israel during the time Yahushua was born. So that means this Roman Empire, represented as this dragon, was what? What did he do to that dragon?
He laid hold on the dragon.
So he laid hold to the Roman Empire. Read.
That old serpent, which is the devil.
So that not only they go further, the same nation that's called the dragon that persecuted Israel during the time of Yahushua's birth, right? It's not only the dragon, but he's Satan. He's the devil. That's in the Bible. How do you why do you people act like we the fucking criminals?
What do they read?
When it's right there in your fucking face. Go ahead.
That old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years.
Right, and that's the Dark Ages, Akim. Okay? The Dark Ages, Akim. And we all know that it was what? Israelites that were the Dark Ages. The Lord didn't save Edomites out of the Dark Ages. He saved Jacob out of the Dark Ages, man. Give me Job 30th chapter real quick.
Job 30 and...
Well, Salaki. And lay hold and cast him to the bottom of 1,000 years. Salaki. Let's finish that one off. Revelation. Salaki. I know I be jumping, you know. Yeah, but yeah, you know, you got to kind of slow it down.
It's Revelations 20 and verse 3, and cast him into the bottomless pit and shut him up.
So the same people that ruled the Roman Empire, the Edomites, right, was cast into the bottomless pit. Where's that? In Europe. Back then it was called the Western Roman Empire. And you also had the Eastern Roman Empire, right? When the Western half was shut down, the so-called white man went into slavery. Up under who? Septimius Severus. And shortly after, the capital was moved from Rome to who? Byzantium. That's where the Byzantine Empire come from. Or Constantinople. Okay? Go ahead,
God. And set a seal upon him that he should deceive the nations no more, till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled.
So from the fall of, so let's say from the 500 ADs, or late 400 ADs, all the way up to the 14th, 15th century, guess what? The world was flourishing. You could drink out of a river. You could breathe in clean air. You didn't have a big ass hole in the ozone layer. You didn't have global warming. For a span of 1,000 years, the earth was basically a fucking paradise. But as soon as the so-called white man came back into power during the Renaissance period, right? Look at the condition of the earth today. Their own fucking grandchildren won't even, if the Lord don't take this man out of power, their own grandchildren won't have a planet to live on. An animal like that should not be in rulership, man. Okay? Go ahead, huh?
And after that, he must be loosed a little season.
And that little season is now. We're in that little season. From the Renaissance period to now, he's loosed. Right? But who the Lord gonna save out of this one? We done took it all the way through this motherfucking beast, man. We done cut all them 7 heads down, man. We on the 7 head right now. Okay? We on the 7 head right now. Give me Revelations 13 when they talk about the first beast, when they say got all exercise all the power of the first beast.
Okay.
And then after that we're gonna come out of her my people.
All right.
Now we on the last one. We done started all the way from Babylon, worked down every last one of our captivities, man. And specified on who the Lord was dealing with out of each one of those things, man. All right? Malachi 3 and 6, we ain't got to get it. It says, the Lord thy power, what? Change not. Neither shall the sons of Jacob be consumed. Meaning the Lord is never going to do away with the children of Israel. Never. Go ahead.
God, man. It's Revelations 13 and 12. And he exercised, well, I'll get 11 now. It's Revelation 13 and 11. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb, and spake as a dragon.
That's talking about America, your Democratic and your Republican powers, those 2 horns, man. Okay? And when America came up as a nation, what did she do? Read.
And he exerciseth all the power of the first beast before him.
Right. America patterned herself after after ancient Rome. That's why you have a president, you have the Senate. People vote presidents into power. You had the Caesars. Caesars had to be voted into power. You don't have a king in America, just like you didn't have a king in Rome. It was what they call a nation of the people, by the people, and shit like that. Meaning the citizens had rights. The citizens voted who they wanted to be over them. Okay, America adopted that structure from ancient Rome. That's why I said she exercises the beast, the power of the beast before her.
God.
Go ahead.
All right. And it says, and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed.
Right, and the deadly wound was healed through what? The Renaissance period. The word Renaissance means rebirth. Okay, the beast is who? The so-called white man. For 1,000 years, we just read to y'all brothers in the 20th chapter that he was put into slavery for 1,000 years, that he deceived the nations no more. But at the end of those 1,000 years, he shall be loose for a short season. That happened in the what? The Renaissance period. That was the rebirth of him. So that's the beast that was not, yet he is. He's back. So the same energy in which the Lord delivered us out of our pre-captivities, he's gonna take us out of this one. Give me that one in Revelation. That's the one on that. Give me that Revelation 11. Come out of her, my people, man.
All right, this Revelation's this one, right? 18 and 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins.
So this is the voice, this is Yahweh Shah's voice. When you go into Revelations, the 14th chapter, it says, I mean, the 7th chapter, it says, an angel came from the east with a loud voice, with a loud shout, saying, hurt not the earth or the water, neither the sea or the trees, until I have sealed my servants in their forehead. Well, that voice is the voice of Yahushua. This book is the testimony of the Lord, who you ignorantly call Jesus Christ. Okay, and what is he saying?
Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins.
So that her is talking about the whole of Babylon. So here it is. This is the 7th trouble we're in. And the Lord is still emphasizing his people. He didn't say come out of her, Babylon, Babylonians, ye Chaldeans.
All the heathens.
He say my people. Finish it off out, and you can take us, you know, you can hit us up with a precept when we done.
Right? That ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and Yahweh hath remembered her iniquities, man.
Yeah.
Right? Babylon's sins have reached unto heaven, man. We've seen what earth under the rulership of the so-called white man looks like. That's why he said it's her sins. You don't want to be a part of this, man. If you're in your right mind, you shouldn't want to be a part of this system that's polluting the whole earth, polluting the people. Got women thinking that they're men, men thinking that they're women, children just lost out here, man. You shouldn't want to be a part of that. All right, so if you do want to be a part of it, you have to die with it. All right, you consider one of the heathens if you one of the 2/3. The Lord considers you a heathen. We consider you a heathen, man. So with that,
hold on.
Oh, okay.
Give me the one in the land. You are not a people. We want to say Hosea.
Okay.
It shall be said, you are the children of the living power. We're gonna end it with that one now. And we all know, Jeremiah 17:4. The Lord discontinued us from our heritage. That just means the Lord took our heritage away from us. But the Lord's love for us never went anywhere. Okay? Go ahead, Doc.
So Hosea 1:10. Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea.
Now this is talking about in the 7th trouble. We're in the 7th seal right now. The 7th seal. Well, we're in the end of the 6th. The destruction of America and the salvation of Israel is the 7th. That's the day of the Lord. That's when Yahweh shall come back.
Right there.
So we right at the end of the 7th trouble, man. Go ahead.
Which cannot be measured nor numbered, and it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said, unto them, ye are not my people.
That happened in America.
Only
History always repeats itself, right? Every time Israel is in captivity, Israel is taken out of captivity. Not everybody else. Really?
There it shall be said unto them, ye are the sons of the living power.
So even in America, the Lord is going to get his people. The Lord has always been a separatist. He's forever going to be a separatist. Okay? Keep going.
Right. Then shall the children of Judah and the children of Israel be gathered together, and appoint themselves one head, and they shall come up out of the land, for great shall be the day of Jezreel.
Right, man. Yeah, man.
So, with that, hope this was an edifying lesson. I'll end it as usual, and give infinite honors and praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Harakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, who rule and teach well. Peace and blessing to the hopeful and faithful elect across the four corners. Shalom.
Shalom.
Abab Abal.
Abab Abal.
And Kwam Yashala.
Kwam Yashala.
Come.
Shalom, Markim.
Oh, yeah, that's just clean, man. Fluid.
Yeah, this fucking phone ain't working fluid though. Okay, there you go.